Highguard was launched on January 26th, 2026. It shut down on March 12th of the same year. 45 days of service, a failed game, certainly. But why do we care about this? Why did this game get more coverage than successful titles? Why did gaming media, both independent, YouTube, and journalists, care about this for months? The answer has nothing to do with the game itself. Highguard was culture war rage bait, and you guys just fed on it. Highguard was announced at the Game Awards in December 2025. It launched on January 2026. It shut down on March 2026. Less than 3 months from announcement to death. And yet, this game received massive, sustained coverage across YouTube videos and Twitter threads and Reddit mega threads and Kotaku and IGN and just constant discourse. Who cared about this game? Genuinely. Not who pretended to care, not who used it for content. Who genuinely wanted to play Highguard? The answer is almost nobody. This was never about the game. This was about the spectacle of failure. The Game Awards reveal triggered immediate fury. The game was shown as the final reveal slot traditionally reserved for big announcements. Geoff Keighley introduced it as a project from veteran Titanfall and Apex Legends developers. And the gaming community's reaction was instant visceral hatred. Within minutes, memes flooded Twitter. Concord 2 became the instant label. Titanfall 3 died for this. Copied pasted across comment sections. Every video the studio posted got downvoted to oblivion. This happened before anybody had played the game or before anybody knew it was good or bad. The narrative was set that the game was dead on arrival. Highguard launched with 97,000 peak concurrent players on Steam, a respectable start, a very large start, actually. By day 2, it dropped under 20,000. Within the first week, it lost 90% of its player base. By mid-February, peak player counts hit less than 2,000, and by the end of February, 600. The game received 14,000 negative reviews from accounts with less than 1 hour of playtime. Review bombing. People weren't playing the game and forming opinions. They were performing outrage. The game was bad, but how would you know? You guys have barely played it for an hour. Well, less than an hour. What people actually wanted from Highguard was to make it fail spectacularly. They wanted the next Concord. They wanted rage bait content. They wanted culture war ammunition. They wanted Schadenfreude, the pleasure derived from another person's misfortune. And why? These people worked hard to make a game in 2.5 years with some money, and it was from an independent studio. Sure, they had some Tencent money, but it was a very high budget game. The developers had the right to be proud of it. And it's like, nobody wanted to play the game. They just wanted to watch it die. You know, content creators needed material and the algorithm rewards outrage. Failure generates clicks and success is boring. A game launching and doing fine doesn't trend on Twitter. A game collapsing is content gold. Every major gaming site covered Highguard extensively. IGN, Kotaku, PC Gamer, Bloomberg went through investigative pieces. YouTube was flooded with videos analyzing its failure. Twitter trended multiple times. Reddit had mega threads tracking player counts. Everybody had a fucking eyeglass on the SteamDB page. And this game got more coverage than successful launches, than great games. One of my favorite games of all time, Aeronorth Chronicles, a very deep deck builder that's very obscure, has less than 400 reviews on Steam. That game deserves the same amount of coverage that Highguard got, and yet it is still in the dregs of being obscure, because failure is a better story than success. Highguard became the proxy, the punching bag for every frustration with live service games or the Game Awards or with the industry as a whole. The game was irrelevant. 2 million people tried Highguard, and most quit within hours. The legitimate criticism was that 3v3 was too small for the map. Matches took too long to get to the action. The game tried to be too many things, extraction shooter, raid mechanics, mounted combat, didn't really commit to any of them. But was it that bad? Multiple reviewers who actually played it said no. Vice called it a perfectly fine game that doesn't do anything terrible. The gunplay, I mean, it was solid. Come on now, it's like Respawn Entertainment. The mechanics were competent. It wasn't broken garbage, but it wasn't revolutionary either. It was a mediocre game. And mediocre doesn't deserve the sheer amount of vitriol that it received. A developer, specifically Josh Sobel, who worked on Highguard, wrote about the experience. He described the day before the Game Awards reveal as among the most exciting of his life. He and his team worked for 2 years plus to deliver a game that they put the hard work in. You don't realize, guys, game development is fucking hard. They made a game with no AI, with no $300 billion bloat in a reasonable time frame. And then the trailer dropped and it was all downhill. People were telling him to get McDonald's applications, making fun of him for listing autism in his bio, claiming that it proved the game would be woke trash. People claimed the studio paid for the Game Awards slot. They didn't! JF Keighley just gave it to them for free because he liked the game. Within minutes of the reveal, the verdict was in. It was dead on arrival. Content creators had a month of free ragebait material. Woo! Why the hate, guys? Why are we spending so much of our time, our energy on this game, this mediocre game, when we could instead be talking about great games from people who deserve the amount of coverage that Highguard got? I have to say, Aaron North Chronicles. I love it. I love the deck builder. If you want to buy a deck builder and you haven't bought Slay the Spire 2, if you want it to be complex, play Aaron North Chronicles. But still, man, why the hate? Like, this wasn't about the game. It was about the Game Awards. It was about live service. It was about Concord's failure, creating a template for how the gaming community would treat the next perceived failure. It was a proxy battle. Frustrations with studios launching forever games, resentment toward developers from successful studios. All of this coalesced around Highguard. The game didn't deserve it, but the community needed a punching bag, and Highguard was it. And of course, when Highguard shut down, the gaming community didn't care. Some even celebrated. Victory declared over the evil industry trying to force multiplayer on us or whatnot. People got laid off, the studio was closed, and it's definitely not going to get, preserved. Because, once again, this is the main problem with Stop Killing Games as a quick tangent. You guys are LARPing. You guys don't care about when games like Concord, like Highguard, that also need to be preserved, just stray into the ether. Because you guys don't care about game preservation. You guys care about looking cool, posturing, LARPing, I said again. Like, why? People lost their jobs over this game. And for what? So that content creators could get clicks? So that Twitter and Reddit and whatnot could feel morally superior about rejecting live service games? Highguard was ragebait. The gaming community wanted it to fail because failure is content. The next Concord narrative was set before anybody played the game. And it's like, dude. Because now I'm actually getting pissed off, okay? Why are we spending so much of our time, so much of our energy to harassing developers? What the hell did the developer do? Josh Sobel was a rigger, like a technical lead. Why are we blaming him for everything? Why are we singling out game developers? You guys don't care about game developers. You guys are consumers. You guys aren't auteurs. This is why I will never say in my right mind that games are art. Okay? You guys just don't care about it as if it was art. You guys don't care about the people behind it. You guys don't care about any artistic integrity. You guys want to consume products, okay? But anyway, this is the culture war ragebait economy. Outrage generates engagement. Failure generates clicks. Schadenfreude drives traffic. A studio closes and developers lose jobs and nothing happens. Because we cared about Highguard too much. Why are we putting our energy into wanting to see another thing fail? Pick up another fucking hobby. You guys are so miserable. Like, and I see that, oh, Marathon's next, guys. Just, if you like this video, And like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll post this. Maybe I'll post another video tomorrow because I got a lot of thoughts about the gaming industry and the art industry in general. See you guys. Peace.